Welcome back to the Daily Dose. My name is Robert. Ashley with us once again. Ashley, your background, as we talked about, began with working with people with Parkinson's. Talk to me about your experience, what you know about the Parkinson's community, what you enjoyed about working, and still, I know you occasionally freelance at least with the Parkinson's community.
Yeah, so when I joined PMD Alliance, or Parkinson and Movement Disorder Alliance, I didn't know anyone with Parkinson's. I didn't know anything about Parkinson's. I was drawn there, there was something about the energy of the organization itself that felt very loving, and I just wanted to be part of it. And I remember at the time, people at the organization kept telling me, oh, the Parkinson's community is the best. And I was like, all right, whatever. But I can absolutely say it's, yeah, it's so true. The Parkinson's community is the best. And what I felt so honored to get to do is I was a storyteller at PMD Alliance. And so so many people allowed me to witness their story, which is, again, like they trusted me with it. And that's such a vulnerable thing to do. And they just sort of took me in and shared messages with me that were applicable whether you had Parkinson's or not, about resilience, about love, about struggle, about strength. And I thought, like, what else do I want in my life than that? Like, to be surrounded by these people who are sharing their experiences and that are like touching my heart and speaking to the human journey.
That, the way you phrased that right there about your role was very interesting to me. It sounds similar to how I feel about creativity, about sometimes being like a midwife, right? That it doesn't really come from us, it comes through us, right? We're there to usher it in. And the way you honored people's stories and felt honored by getting the chance to do them, it breaks down some of the, again, external, maybe negative biases about creativity, about, the worst of the ego and everything else that comes into some people's, and says instead, no, I'm here as a servant leader. Yes, I happen to be crafted and well talented within this field, and I'm listening to you to basically yes and them, right?
Yes. Oh, that's so true. Yes, and them. And it is a space of listening for me. And like you said, it is something almost sacred. I feel like storytelling is healing, not because I'm a healer, I've done anything special, but what happens when you get to witness someone's story and really connect with them about it, is it's just very intimate. And both of us, whether I'm listening to the story or asking questions or they're sharing their story, I feel like I feel seen, and my wish and my hope is that I make them feel seen exactly as they are, and that's incredibly healing and nourishing.
Yeah, and the visible and vulnerable thing comes back again, because what I know from storytelling, and I think I told you about this part of the program as well, the day one program, that's a whole narrative hero's journey about helping people reframe their understanding of what it means to have Parkinson's. The power of storytelling is that, people are telling themselves stories whether they recognize it or not. If we can raise their consciousness to it and help them say, oh, that's the story I'm telling myself, which may be a limiting story, which may be a debilitating story, and you can tease out some things about them through your version of storytelling, through highlighting whatever you hear, to have them go, oh my gosh, because I know the feeling of having you have done that. I know the Boys of Summer story inside out. I'm very proud of it and I love it. However, the way you told it, it gave it a new life. And I think you probably do that for other people too. You give their story a new life. You help them reframe what they already believe in maybe a slightly even more positive way.
Well, that's very kind. And yeah, those are my intentions. So hopefully in the best moments, that's what comes through. And just a couple of things about that. One of the things I've gotten to do and still actually get to do is lead poetry workshops for people impacted by Parkinson's. And I feel like the thing that PMD Alliance came up with was this I am poem, that you are far more than a diagnosis, whether you're a care partner, you're living with Parkinson's, or wherever you are in that ecosystem. And so, like you said, changing that narrative. And I think to bring that back to Jam for Joy, what I felt during this, in getting to tap into my imagination, was to see beyond the physical, like to really reimagine what's around me and what's possible, because I was tapping into the unseen. And that shifts not only that moment, it's fun, you're playing a game, you're imagining different things, but how can I bring that level of insight or seeing into the rest of my life. It's freeing to use. You said one of your words this year is freedom. That's what I'm coming back to.
Freedom and curiosity, those are the two big ones. I want to highlight again as kind of a parting gift to everyone here who's watching this, that you are running a workshop with the Young Onset Parkinson Network to develop the I Am poem for that group. And do you know the days on that yet, or I can look it up if you don't?
Yes, it's April 30th, which I believe is a Sunday.
I think that's what I have too. And I'll go to their website and I'll link that down here because I want people to have the chance to meet you, to play with you, and to experience some of your storytelling gifts, because again, they're fantastic. And we need more of that in the world. I'm a big believer in the same Brene Brown's one of my heroes, who says that stories are data, and this part scientifically needs to be understood, and researchers need that data in order to do their job better. And so it's our job as creatives to help people feel comfortable to share that in such a way that it can be heard.
Well, thank you. Well, we need more of what you're doing and who you are as well.
Thank you very much. All right, Ashley, we'll see you again soon. This won't be your last dose, I'm sure.
All right, that sounds good.